Hello and welcome back to the Bricks Hub. So today's video is a combination of two builds that I've done, and they're based on the new 501st Battlepack set. We have had a 501st Battlepack set in the past, but that was called the 501st Clone Troopers, and unfortunately my video that I made on them, I called it the 501st Battlepack, so this is going to be a little bit confusing, but just bear with me. So this is two builds. One of them is an alternate build and the other one is a multi-build, and I just kind of wanted to try two things, mainly because this is going to be a set that a lot of people will buy. It's quite massable, it's got some good figures, and I think that the builds of some of these battle packs aren't always like things that people go for. They just kind of get the figures and just kind of throw the pieces into the spare parts bin. But I wanted to do something which could potentially work as a canonical sort of vehicle for a clone, rather than the build that we got in the set, which is just a scaled down version of the heavy cannons that we see in the Clone Wars movie. So I'm going to start with the multi-build, since this was the one I did second, and I actually quite like this one a little bit more, mainly because I had a lot more parts to work with. So you can see here that it's kind of like an AT-RT, but I've added a little bit at the back with a second seat, mainly just for like a, if they need a backup or something like that. Unfortunately, I've had to use Phase 1 clones because there's no Phase 2 clone helmet at the moment on Bricklink Studio. So just imagine they're Phase 2 guys. So yeah, you can sit any of these down here, you can have someone with some weapons, and there's some clips at the back where you can hold more weapons as well. I quite liked how I managed to get this front cannon to fit. I used a few of these pieces, kind of held it together, and it means it's got quite a rigid structure at the front. This actually reminds me a lot of the old Clone Walker Battle Pack from back in the day. I used to have that set, and I really liked it, so I guess this is kind of like a nice homage to it. And here's the other build I did. This is just a simple alternate build, so you don't need any more versions of the set. You just need one version of the set, and all the pieces in the set can be used to build this. I was also kind of enjoying making this one, actually. The cannon is still the same from the heavy cannon, but this is maybe just like a more mobile sort of recon sort of scout walker that can sort of move itself into place, set itself down, and shoot some vehicles from, I don't know, maybe even like works as a bit of an artillery sort of emplacement as well. The slight caveat is that I did have to use this piece, which is from the spring-loaded shooter. I'm not a fan of the spring-loaded shooters, but a lot of people like them, so you might have to replace that with another piece if you're not a fan of it. But at the moment, with the pieces that you have in this set, yeah, you will have to use that. This actually, I think, uses pretty much all of the pieces in the set, and I'm really happy with, how I managed to make use of them all in there. But it's maybe not as nice looking as some of the other alternate builds I've done, unfortunately. While this one doesn't use, you will have quite a few parts remaining. There's such as like the circular, pieces and stuff like that, but I do think that this makes better use of the parts that we have. And personally, if you have a lot of these sets, I'd probably recommend you make, say, 4 of these rather than like 8 of these. I don't know, but it's up to you. You can probably mix and match, and I figured since a lot of people will be buying this set and multiple copies of it, because I can't find one physically right now, I thought this might be an idea. Anyway, this was just a quick sort of run through. I'm going to do the 2 tutorials. Both of them, you just require the pieces from 2 of these sets or just one of these sets respectively, and I'll show them one after the other. So just stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.